There we go. Okay.
Here we go. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, lovely people. This is Marie Alessi with another Upspiral Reef interview. And today I've got the absolute pleasure to introduce to you the lovely Dorian Davis. I want to, first of all, welcome. Thank you so much for making the time to speak to us today. And I'm going to share a very quick story before I get Brandon to introduce himself, and that is, I basically found you on the Potmatch page, which I've mentioned a couple of times before because I've had the honor to find quite a few people now on this platform. And this platform actually matches people with their stories to be interviewed or to interview somebody. And you actually put your question out there to find people that you can interview. But when we connected, I loved your story so much that I said, can you please do me the honor and come to my interview? Because I'd really, really love to share your story. I'm not going to take too much away now. If you would do us the honor and maybe just say a few words about who you are and yeah, whatever you want to share. And then we go into a few questions, if that's okay. Welcome, Brandon. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, again, thank you so much. It's truly a blessing. It's truly, truly a pleasure of mine to be even, with you, speaking with you, and to everybody tuning in. Good morning, good evening. Much blessings to you all. Like Marie said, my name is Brandon Davis. I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois. I am living in Georgia right now, and I actually have a motivational speaking podcast that I do called Motivational Moment. It was kind of spur of the moment type ordeal. I started last year in April of 2020, and it's been flowing ever since. Just basically me using my background and things I've been through to keep people pushing, worldwide. To let you all know that, if you can't motivate yourself, that's what I'm there to do. Because we only can motivate ourselves so much, and it always helps to have that other person, even if you don't know that person, to have some words of inspiration, words of encouragement, just to have you keep going and keep believing in yourself, even when people give up on you. Keep believing in yourself and just keep pushing. So I'm glad I did it, and again, I'm blessed to be here. So again, thank you so much for having me. I truly appreciate it a lot.
You are so very welcome. I am going to start with a confession. I have a confession to make here, and so a lot of people often ask me, how I do it in terms of running Laughing Love After Loss and hearing all these stories day after day and how I protect myself. And I really have learned a technique like in the coaching world before my husband passed away. And then I had to really, really ramp that up after Rob passed to protect myself energetically, to not let stories get under my skin, because from outside, the holding space part and the helping people heal is so much easier. Yet I have to admit, when I met you, I really, I was so drawn to your story, and it really got under my skin. And that doesn't happen that often anymore these days. And your story really, really moved me. And it's not that other people's stories don't touch me or don't move me, but I am usually very accustomed to having that protection field on energetically to not let that really affect me. And I was almost in tears when I heard your story, but not so much out of sadness, but out of inspiration and motivation. You really, truly moved me. And that's why I'm so excited to have you here. I know that you were excited too and a little bit nervous to come here. And I'm like, you don't have to be in such a beautiful community. I just really love for you to share who you are, because I'm really, really blown away. So Brandon, if you don't mind, I'd really love to delve straight into it. Can you tell us a little bit about your upbringing? Give us a bit of a reflection of your childhood, if that's okay. How did you grow up? And what would you like to share?
My childhood, my childhood is both down and up. It's a childhood that I really, really enjoyed. Like I had the best of both worlds. And I was raised by my mother and my stepdad. But then as I got older, my mom couldn't take care of me no more. Her and my stepfather had a really, really bad drug addiction, a real bad one. So I've seen and been through a lot of rough times, a lot of tough times. But my mother was my angel. And even to this day, she always is. but we all have certain issues that we deal with. And just because somebody could be smiling, you don't know what that person is dealing with. And that's how my mom was. You couldn't tell my mom had a bad problem because she was so gorgeous. Like literally, I would just, sometimes I would sit in awe and look at her while she would brush her hair or she sing or, especially being Latin. So it was, my mom, like I said, she had her problems, but, she loved me, my little sister to death. And I was by myself a lot. But when I got older, I moved across town. I went to live with my dad and my stepmom and my stepbrother and my sister. So it kind of switched. And that's when I went from not having nothing to having everything. But the thing that stood out the most
was
was,
at the time, if you don't mind me asking.
I moved to my dad when I was 9.
Yeah.
I moved to my dad when I was 9 years old because at first I was just seeing them every other weekend. So basically, I'm from a neighborhood called Rogers Park, but I moved to a neighborhood called Uptown. And it's like maybe about 25 minutes away from each other, but 2 totally different demographics. It was very different, very, very different. My dad was well off. My stepmom was well off. So I had everything. But the difference between the two, my mom spent more time with me than what my dad did. My dad spent more money on me. I had everything in the world.
Yeah.
But when I moved with my dad, that's when basketball really started picking up. That's when I found my first love. And it hurts when your dad can't come to see you play. And like you play literally across the street from your apartment. Your school is around the corner from the apartment. So there really was no excuse. But again, my dad, great father taught me a whole lot of lessons. Very protective. I see much of my dad in myself. But I needed that. I wanted my dad there. Like, it's coming home I've been 6'3" since the 8th grade. So I was one of the top players in Chicago in middle school. My team was number 1 in the country as well. And only thing I wanted was just my dad to come see me play. Like I was in the back of the Sun-Times newspaper and bringing letters home. And it was just, I just wanted him to really come see me play. My mom, she couldn't come see me play because again, when you're coming down off a high, you tend to nod off like anywhere.
Yeah.
And my mom felt like she was embarrassed to come see me play. That's the reason why she wouldn't come. And I invited her to every single game.
Yeah.
She came to one game, and that's actually a game I got ejected from because she nodded off, and people were throwing stuff at her in the crowd.
Yeah.
It didn't turn out so good, like for the people in the crowd. Like literally, during the game, I see people throwing stuff at my mother, and it was I just snapped a little bit.
Yeah.
But my parents were both very loving parents. I learned so much from both of them.
Yeah. And we are very overprotective of our parents too. It's
very, 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 very. My dad, not so much. My mom, I was very protective over her, very.
Yeah.
But even to this day, she brings me so much joy, and it just the thought of her and my parents and my dad, bring me so much joy. I see so much of my parents and my kids. And it's just, Chicago is a beautiful place. A lot of people think it's dangerous. It's really not that dangerous. It's not dangerous. It's a beautiful, beautiful city.
Yeah.
It's so diverse. It's a melting pot of so many different cultures.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place. It's not a dangerous place at all.
Yeah, I guess it's like with every big city, you need to know where you go and when and who with, because every city has got their dangerous corners and their really beautiful corners. And it's just, when you know a city that well, you just know where to go and when and who with. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And this, it's me being away from home. It's it's always home. But I have some great times there. I have some horrible times there. But I'm blessed to be here. Again, to be sharing my story with you all, with you. Again, you're a wonderful person, and even hearing your story, it moved me too and motivated me as well. Because again, we're oceans apart.
Yeah.
But when you connect with somebody, that vibe is there, and that's a strong connection. So again, thank you.
Thank you. So I can so understand, that you've been living between between two worlds, more or less, you know, and then moving from your mom where you had all the love in the world, and then moving to your dad where you had all the money in the world. And you definitely grew up knowing that you were loved, you know, and you were very well supported. When and how did your life then change? Because I know there was a huge change in your life. Can you share a bit about that in your words?
I can. I'm probably get emotional. I am gonna get
Me
emotional, but I'm
probably
gonna try
too.
to keep
I should have grabbed tissues for this one. I know it.
it. So going into my high school year, my freshman year, it was again, I had the world in my hands. I had the world in my hands. Uh, my middle school, we had just finished winning a city championship, and basketball is real big in Chicago. It's a huge sport,
Yeah.
huge sport. Um, and literally, I had just finished finding out I was one of the top players, you know, in the state, in the country, even from middle school. So I'm going into high school like, you know, this is what I'm going to do. This is something that, you know, I'm meant to do.
Mm.
Freshman year, you know, I played one game of junior varsity. Then I got moved up to varsity the very next day, which was a whole different world. To be a freshman on varsity is an amazing achievement.
Yeah.
And literally, I had everything in my hands. You know, I had offers from school from different universities: Stanford, Virginia, Seton Hall, Nebraska, Binghamton University, Albany, Alcorn State, Delaware State. I mean, schools wouldn't even imagine, and all because I was doing something that I loved to do and what I was passionate about.
Amazing.
I played basketball sun up to sundown, and the more I worked at it, the more I realized that I can do it, and it was something that wasn't in my path. Freshman year, I breezed through that. I'm going through the rankings. My mom is seeing all of this. She's seeing the newspaper. So every time I would see her at my grandma's house, uh, you know, my brother would always tell her like, Brandon, he's in the back of the newspaper again, and she would just blow up, like go crazy, because I came from literally being 1 pound 3 ounces at birth to being 6'3", almost 200 plus pounds.
Yeah.
In middle school, I mean. So my mother got super emotional about it. My dad, on the other hand, he really didn't. He was a hard nut to crack because he would tell me things like, you know, I expected of you. And I was like, Pops, like, I'm bringing home stacks of mail from all these universities and you're not even excited. Like, you don't got to jump through the roof or nothing like that. But, you know, show something like, you know, don't say, oh, well, that's good. Like, what? Like, that's not. Sophomore year, again, same thing. I'm taking off, I'm killing stuff in the classroom. And then going into my junior year, you know, my mom died. She passed away from you know, they say it was an overdose, but then also brain aneurysm. So it was, and that call was one of the worst calls I ever made in my life because I used to get money for Christmas. So I would take my mom to dinner and everything like that every like day after Christmas or the like 2 days after Christmas. So at the time, Old Country Buffet was a wonderful place to go. Like it was a beautiful place. Like the food at the time was amazing. It was awesome food. And I would use my Christmas money to take my mom out. You know, I take her out to eat, buy her stuff, you know, Christmas gifts and everything. I was at a tournament called Holiday Hoops. There's a huge convention center called McCormick Place. And, you know, they rented out for like car shows and everything. But the tournament was at the McCormick Place. So it's a 3-on-3. We're on break. We don't have no games. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and play with my friends. They asked me like a week earlier if I can play with them. I'm like, sure. Before we go to the championship, I get on my cell phone. You know, I call my grandmother's house to let my mom know I'm be a little bit late, but you know, just wait for me. I'll be there. My grandma answers the phone, and she's like, where you at?" And I told her, like, I'm at my game. So you need to hurry up and, you know, come back. I was like, for what? So it goes quiet. My uncle gets on the phone. I'm like, Uncle Louis, what's going on? Like, what's the problem? You know, and he's like, you know what? He asked me again, he's like, how soon can you make it here? And I'm literally getting mad now because I'm trying to figure out what's going on. He told me my mom has been declared dead. Like it was just it was crazy
Yeah.
because literally, like I dropped the phone. I had to hang up the phone and call him right back because I didn't believe what I heard at all. I called back. My uncle was like, he's like, I'm not playing with you. He's like, your mom has been declared dead. And I'm like, how? And she was locked in the she was locked in the bathroom, for what I was told.
Mm.
They couldn't open the door.
Mm.
And she hit her. I was told two different things when I was at the hospital.
Yeah.
But basically, she fell. I guess she was coming down, and she fell and hit her head on the edge of the sink and ruptured a blood vessel in her brain.
Mm.
And the thing that always stood out to me was, how could they not get to her fast enough? Because the simple fact is this: the hospital was up the street,
Yeah.
like literally up the road from my grandmother's house. How could they not reach her in time? And that always stuck with me. And with her passing away, it was like everything started going downhill a little bit. But my dad was still there. My dad was like, I still got you. We're gonna get through this, and I'm here for you.
So
He's like, I know I'm tough
where
on
were you at the time when were you near your mom? Could you make it to the hospital, or what was the story there? Like, were you
you.
staying with your dad or with your mom at that time?
No, I was staying with my dad. I moved with my dad when I was 9. So I
Yeah.
saw my mom like every other day after practice or something like that. I would call
Yeah.
her, or like say if I missed her, she would leave me like a note at my grandmother's house. Because Chicago is mainly about streets. You can stay on one street for, close to, I want to say, an hour or so,
Mm.
like one main street.
Yeah.
So with my neighborhood being so close, again, my grandmother stayed off in Sheridan and Broadway. I stayed off in Montrose and Racine, and
Mm.
that's literally right up the street from each other. So every day, the city bus, I would catch the Sheridan bus, go to my grandmother's house, again, see her, see my uncle, um, and then maybe if my mom would be there, catch her, and just spend time with my mom, and then I would go home, back to my dad's place.
Yeah.
And I went to the hospital. She's on life support. Like I'm going through it. Like I'm going through a thing. I'm like, this can't be real. Like I can't be living through this right now.
Mm.
They make the decision. They tell me that she's gonna be a vegetable. And at the time, I'm young. I'm selfish. I'm like, I don't care. Like you all are not taking my mother away from me.
Yeah.
But it really took my dad to almost like hold me and tell me like, that's selfish, dude. And I didn't see that. I
Yeah.
was so filled with anger and rage. I almost got into a fight with the doctor. I threatened the doctor that was trying to help my mom because I
Mm.
was so filled with rage. Like it was, and the only person that could help me was my dad.
Mm.
I know my uncles were there too, and they were all talking to me like, if you keep her this way, you're not gonna be able to do what you want to do because she's gonna be a vegetable.
Mm.
And it hurt because they were asking us what we wanted to do. If we wanted to pull the plug, and then they asked me because I was the oldest, and I was lost for words. But
How old were you at the time? You were
I
17, is
was
that right?
no 16.
16.
Mhm.
I have to
I
make
was
a decision
16,
like that at the age of 16. It's just
yeah, and
unthinkable.
that what was bothering me because I'm like, this can't be real. It can't be seeing my mom stuck in this machine. So we had our last words, and this to this day. This is like the most haunting thing for me. Had our last words before they pull the plug.
Mm.
I'm in crying. I'm going through it all. And my mom, it gives me chills just talking about it. My mom, I was like, I love you so much. I'm gonna miss you. I don't know what I'm doing without you. Everything. She gripped my hand and told me that she loved me,
Wow.
and it just went black.
Wow.
Like she literally grabbed my hand. Like I had her hand in mine. She grabbed my hand and told me that she loved me. Again, and this is my mom on life support. Like she's on the machine.
Yeah.
And she said that, and that's when it just all the emergency sensors went off, and I went I went bananas,
Mm.
like crazy. After that, it took almost all my uncles to get me out that room because I've always been strong, always, even younger. Like I've been abnormally strong,
Yeah.
and it was just that rage came out of me. Like it was. Moms are special, especially when your mom is in your life. Moms are special,
Mm.
no matter if they're around you, or if you see them on occasion. There's still a connection to a mother, especially for a son.
Mm.
Like my mom is, to this day, my mom is my rock. And I believe all mothers are rocks because the simple fact of the stuff that mothers endure, the stuff that women endure in general, period. Um, I learned a lot from her, you know, and she worked super hard. My work ethic comes from her.
Mm.
Um, with my dad, I learned how to spend money with my dad. Like that was more of a, I know how to. Oh, it's okay. We'll pay it off. It's fine. Don't worry about that. We got the money. But with my mom, it was more of a seeing the stuff that she created when we didn't have nothing, seeing the meals that she would make with hot dogs and spaghetti noodles, like stuff like that.
I love it.
Just
I love it.
she,
I can so feel that love when you talk about your mom, which really touches me. It's my mama bear heart that gets really
that's
squeezed
right.
quite tight when you talk about your mom. It's just really, really beautiful. And I can so relate how special a connection between a mom and her son is. I've got two sons, so I really know what you're talking about. It's just incredible. And the bond that you have with your children is like no words needed here anyway. But fast forward a little bit further, it hasn't been too long after that. And if people think that this was heartbreaking, then buckle up for the ride. There's more to come. What was the next thing that happened in your life, Brandon? Because it's just been a very wild ride for you. And I can promise you, whoever is listening to this right now, there is a happy ending and there is a really beautiful twist to that. So bear with us, but I want you to hear the entire story. It's been incredible. So I guess you had your mom's funeral, you had your goodbye, you had all of that to deal with, and you were only
Mhm.
16, and
Yep.
you had all these offers from these amazing schools that wanted to have you, and then you had your dad looking after you and your stepmom.
Yep.
But what happened then?
Uh, my um, my dad died a month later. Um, he had a heart attack.
1 month.
Yeah, it was like it had to be late January or early February because my mom passed in December. My dad, I believe it was either late January, early February, but it was about a month or so. Uh, again, same thing with basketball. Uh, I'm going to an event. I'm on a train, and back in Chicago, we go through tunnels, and even worldwide places that have trains. When you go through a tunnel, you don't have service.
Mm.
Uh, so finally, I check my phone, get on the tunnel. All my service comes back. I have text messages and everything. So I have to
Mm.
call home. My sister picks up the phone. She's crying her eyes out, like she's bawling on the phone.
And it's your
So you
little
need to come.
sister, is that right? She's younger than you.
No, it's my older sister. So on my dad's side, I'm the youngest,
Oh, okay.
but on my mom's side, I'm the oldest.
Yeah. Okay.
My older sister, she picks up the phone and she basically is she's bawling, like crying, bawling. Um, yeah, she basically like, Daddy died. He had a heart attack about an hour ago. I just I dropped my phone, like I dropped it.
Mm.
I couldn't even, I was stuck, like I was lost for words, lost for words. And the event I was going to actually was I was going to go visit a school, very, very prestigious university. I had to call the coach, explain him the situation. And he basically told me, like, I understand everything, but what people don't understand is that it's a business at the end of the day. It really is.
Yeah.
And I understood that. And I thanked him even for the opportunity for even offering that. But I had to go back home. Get home. I see my stepmom. I'm trying to ask her where daddy's at. She's like, he's at White's Hospital. I run to the hospital as fast as I can. I asked him, I'm like, where's Meshach Davis Jr.? He just came in. Are you his son? Yeah, I'm his youngest child. Peel back the curtain. My dad's on the metal on the table. Like I seen my dad like on the table on it, face to face. My dad basically lifeless.
Mm.
Everything just seemed to go downhill from there.
Yeah.
Everything. That's when I learned how phony people could be, and that's when I learned how fake people could be.
Mm.
Because my parents were alive, I had all the friends in the world. I had everything.
Yeah.
Their true colors started to show. People, true colors, their true nature started to show, except for a select few. I'm falling off in school. I'm not going to practice. I don't care about nothing right now. I'm stealing, I'm fighting, I'm lost. So my aunt takes me in, my dad's sister, she takes me in. And, I don't know how it works globally, but, in the States, we have Social Security. So like my dad had a pension and everything. So I was also received money every month. Yeah. But the money, since I was under 18, the money would come in my name, but my guardian name. Mm-hmm. So they were coming in my aunt's name and my name.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that at all. She basically was stealing money from me, taking it and not telling me. My older cousin told me about it, like what I was receiving. And I really had to leave that situation. Mm-hmm. I left, and again, I was just so lost. I moved an hour away, and having practice, I was sleeping in the hallway, everything. Like, there was so many people living with my aunt. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't do nothing, barely no food, none of that. And after that, I was just literally I was sleeping outside. I was couch surfing, some of everything. But nobody, there weren't a lot of genuine people around me at that time. I thought people genuinely cared. It was a few people that did it. I could count on my hand. But I really didn't see it at the time.
Yeah. I can only imagine, Brandon, because this is like incredible when you think about that in one sentence. You were 16, you lost your mom very unexpectedly, and then a month later your dad dies from a heart attack. So you lost both parents, and then all of a sudden within months you find yourself living on the streets, couch surfing, living on the streets, having to steal to survive, having no money, having no support, going from completely sought after, wanted by all these schools and supported, and then completely having nothing. So I already know, but I want you to share this with our audience because I was just so blown away. What was the one thing that kept you going in that darkness? Because this is just something where this is, for us, this is so unimaginable. Things like that are unimaginable until they actually happen to us. Before then, they are statistics. They're things that we hear about, that we're touched by, that we think are horrible or awful when they happen to people. But then all of a sudden, when we become part of the statistic, it is so different. We live through it. It becomes our reality. And what kept you going in that time?
I knew I had to keep pushing. I really did, because I had a goal in mind. I'm like, this isn't me. It's not me. My journey isn't ending. I believe this is a test, and some people have a different opinion about it, but I believe that the universe does test us. And I think going through that was my test. It was like, okay, because I didn't have a care in the world. I really didn't. And I was humble to a fault, kind of cocky, but never overboard like that. It wasn't, it wasn't, I wasn't rude or nothing like that at all. But, it was the universe like, you know what? I'm gonna knock you down a peg and see how you come out of it. And that's the thing that kept me going was just the memory of my parents, my mom and my dad, and just the vision I had for myself. So I moved to Champaign, Illinois. I enrolled in Parkland College. Tried to play there, but the coach was just the tryout had maybe 50 people, but only 2 people got signed. I was living like in an apartment, and things were going good at the time, but I just couldn't feel like a regular student. Again, whoever if you go to school and you focus on something else, that I respected, much success to anybody who does that. But with me being an athlete my whole life, I couldn't do that. So I didn't have no rent money, none of that. So I get evicted. Back to couch surfing, back to sleeping at the rec center. I was sleeping at the University of Illinois. I was sleeping at the actual rec center on campus, sleeping in the park. But I still was playing ball. I still was working out every day. And the thing that stood out to me was this. It was people who would bring me boxes of food to the rec center or to the park who barely knew me. Like they would use their own actual ID that had like their like meal plan on it, like their money or whatever they had on it to bring me food. Let me watch me wash the bag of clothes I had. I had a garbage bag full of clothes. They would let me wash like in their apartment complex or at the dorms. The rec center would help me out. And I'm like, they barely know me. But they're helping me from the kindness of their heart. But again, I still have my vision, working out every single day, playing ball every day. And I'll never forget the day because this day stands out and it's a day that changed my life. I met a gentleman named Tory Dukes. He, besides my mom and my dad, I called Tory my guardian angel. Because the thing was this, I'm playing pickup ball. My favorite player, for anybody out there who follows basketball, the NBA, my favorite player was Darren Williams, number 8 for the Utah Jazz. And I met him. I've seen him a few times. And one day, I patted my whole game style after his. I tried to. Tory saw me playing pickup ball in the gym. Basically came up to me and asked me, he was maybe 5'3", 5'4", super cool dude from Ohio. And he had this real smooth voice. He like, hey man, he like, where you from? I'm like, from Chicago. He like, man, you can play some ball, can't you? I'm like, a little bit. He's like, what you trying to do? I'm like, I want to go to school. I want to go to college. He was like, do you have did you graduate high school? And no, I didn't graduate high school. He like, well, what I do is, I take young men, young women throughout the country to different events, different for exposure. Only thing you really got to pay for is just gas and have some food money. And I explained the situation to him. I'm like, well, Tori, unfortunately, I don't have no money. I was like, but I would love to. I was like, man, I'll watch the band, whatever I need to do. Like, if I got to run errands for you while we out of town, whatever, like I'm there. Like I just need to be put in front of somebody. So he's like, be back in front of the rec center tomorrow at 8 in the morning. Okay, cool. So at the time, one of my close friends, he actually went to University of Illinois. So he's like, man, I got you. He's like, I'm having a get together. I really want you to come through. So I come through, just me, him, a couple other young men and women from the campus. We just great time.
Yeah.
We stayed up all night talking. Just all of us stayed up all night talking. It was amazing time. So finally got to go to the event. I'm walking through campus. I'm finding money on the sidewalk, like actual cash money on the sidewalk. I find $2 here, a $5 bill here, a $20 bill here, another $5 bill here, a $10 bill here. I'm like, wait, this can't be right. Somebody is mad right now. Somebody is really upset right now. I ended up finding like $200+ from
What?
walking. Yes, like literally from walking from the dorm I was at to the rec center.
That's crazy.
I found literally it was close to $200+.
Wow.
And I saw when I was the smile on my face was crazy.
I can
And I
imagine.
mean, I'm like, this can't be real. This can't be real. But it was everything was coming back full circle because Tori really helped me out. Like, I mean, he didn't have to do that. I didn't have to find that money. I did it.
I really love this, I have to say, because when you say, this is coming full circle, like when you see something like that in a movie, you're like, oh, come on, you're putting it on too thick. This is unreal. But actually experiencing that, this is absolutely crazy. This is such a beautiful full circle moment, this whole feeling of the universe is looking after me again, I really believe the universe always has your back. But
Hmm.
we all know there are moments where we don't feel it, where we start
Right.
questioning things, where we feel like, what on earth is happening here? And
Hmm.
it takes us time to heal and to learn what we had to learn from that and to actually see it as the gifts or lessons that they are. And it's not
Right.
always easy or possible to see it in that moment, but in hindsight, you have learned a lot. You have learned so much from coming from having everything to losing everything to learning about broken trust to learning about who to trust, who's
Hmm.
genuine, who's supporting you, to have this gentleman walk up to you in your life and they're like, what do you want to do, what is your dream,
Hmm.
and
Exactly.
wanting to help you, and then the entire universe like really showing you like with this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy.
It
I'm
was.
hanging on the edge of my seat to hear the rest of the story.
It was. It
Where's the
was.
popcorn?
It was. It was a lot to really soak in because it was hitting me so many different times. When did really good at the workouts, it was. I mean, again, It was in shape, constantly playing ball, constantly working out,
Yeah.
and I met Tom Izzo, the coach from Michigan State. I met Coach K, and that was awesome. Like just seeing though, because I only seen them on TV, but meeting them in person and like shaking
Yeah.
their hands, that was amazing. But again, I couldn't go to a Division I school because I wasn't a high school graduate and I didn't have a GED at all.
Mhm.
But just like you said, the universe has a way of always having your back.
Mm.
So playing pickleball, I went through the camps. Tori is telling me, Brandon, keep doing what you're doing. We're going to get you somewhere. If it's a junior college, are you fine with that? I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, I will play for free. I will play for a cheeseburger with no cheese, extra pickle, whatever I need to do. I will make it happen.
Mm.
And it's funny because the words you put out there, the universe hears them. It really does.
Mm.
That's where the positive affirmations come from. And that's where, if you sit down and just think about things that are going on, the bad things, nothing's going to change at all. But I've always been a firm believer that every single day that you're above ground and you can do for yourself and your body works as one, it's a day for you to make things happen. It's a day for you to be grateful and be happy about certain things in your life.
Yeah.
You're alive. You're alive.
Yeah.
Like your body is alive. Your energy is flowing.
Yeah.
So when I started feeling that way, everything turned up. Everything turned up. Never forget the day. It was on a Thursday. Had to be like 3 o'clock, 3:30 p.m. I'm playing ball. I'm at the University of Illinois. I'm at the rec center. I'm outside playing on the blacktop. And a car drives by, comes back. I met a gentleman named John Cooksey. He was a coach for Kaskaskia College. And he basically was like, hey, he's like, I've heard a lot of great things about you. I want to bring you down to the school for a workout. I'm having workouts this weekend. Can you get down? Out of the blue, Tori's like, yeah, he can come. Yeah, he'll be there. He's like, how far is the drive? So, so,
There you go.
so
Got it.
yeah, he's like, he'll be there. I got him. He'll be there. Trust me, he'll be there. So this how I knew it was lined up for that school. Another gentleman that Tori knew, his name was Marquise. Marquise actually played for Kaskaskia for John Cooksey. So Marquise like, hey, I'm gonna go with y'all. When y'all go, I'm going with you. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm nervous though, because I had a workout previously for a junior college called Lincoln Trail. They only was offering me a partial scholarship. Tori was like, no, we're not having that. Like, no, if he can't get a full ride, we're not bringing him here.
Yeah.
He's like, you see how good he is. You see what he can bring to your team. He's like, if it's not a full ride, I don't want to come in here, junior college or not. Go down to Centralia, Illinois. It's about a 5-hour drive from Chicago, about a 2-hour drive from Champaign. Small southern town, but great history, great basketball background, great sports background. Go down there. We have to work out. There's a lot of us there, a whole lot. I think it's like maybe 25 of us. Coach only has like 4 spots. So Marquise basically tells me, he's like, yo, I'm playing with you. Wherever you catch the ball at, put it up. He's like, let it go. Shoot it. Wherever you catch it at. He's like, you need to show Cooksey that you're a dead-eye shooter and that this is something that you need to be doing. I told Marquise, I'm like, famous last words. You ain't got to tell me nothing else. We played like maybe 8 games. I probably missed a total of 3 shots that day. I missed a total of 3 shots that day, literally. The rim became about as big as an ocean. It was crazy. And it was just, I mean, the assistant coach was like, sign him now. He's like, sign him now. And the whole time, I'm just like, you know what? It's happening. It is. We get done with the workout. Coach Cook's like, if I call your name, I want to say thank you for coming. But, you know, I have interest in other people. Again, that's if he calls your name. He's like, if I don't call your name, that means I want you. So my last name is Davis. So he's going through. So he finally gets to the D's. And he says, Davies, not Davis. There was a gentleman there with the last name Davies, Davies. I was like, wait, what? Then he went to the E's. I was like, hold on, wait. I'm like, wait, he did. I'm like, no way. You boy, I'm like, you BSing. I'm like, hell no. I'm like, wait, hold on.
Oh wow.
And after it was done, he was like, Brandon, Richard, Frankie, and there was like one more other person, 2 more other people. He was like, I want y'all to stay. And he's like, you are who I want. He's like, Brandon, I see something in you that I haven't seen in a player in a long time. He's like, I really think he's like, the way you shoot, he's like, just the way, he's like, I don't understand why you're not at a D1 program like right now. He's like, so, you know, and that whole situation changed my life because Frankie and Richard were my roommates. And to this day, like Frankie is still like my brother. He is my brother to this day because that's when the universe put people in my place. Like there's people who genuinely care about you. Yeah. They care about you. And went down to Centralia. Coach Cooksey found out I didn't have no GED. So he came to practice one day and he was like, Brandon, you got your GED? And being a dad and and you having kids too, when you ask your kids a question, they go, huh? Knowing they did something wrong. But they just didn't think you would find out. So Coach Cooksey, he comes in, he's like, Brandon, you don't have your GED or no high school diploma? I was like, huh? And I looked up because Coach Cooksey was about 6'8", 6'9", big dude. I was like, no. I'm like, you're not gonna send me home, are you? He was like, hell no. He was like, you just gotta take the test. You'll miss the preseason. He's like, that's probably about it. He's like, how soon can you take the test? I'm like, I can take it right now if you need to. He's like, no, fool. He's like, you gotta sign up. I gotta see when the next class is. But I still was able to take my classes. I still was enrolled. I took the GED test, passed it, and it was up from there. The day I made it to campus, there was a sophomore on the team because In junior college, you only do 2 years. Like in the States, you only do 2 years.
Yeah.
Freshman and sophomore year, you get your associate's degree, then you go to a 4-year institution to do your
Yeah.
last two or three, depending on what you do.
Yeah.
So we had a gentleman on my team named Wax, and the reason they called him Wax, I didn't know why they called him that at first, but he was just so cool. I mean, it looked like he just glided everywhere he went, like he just glided everywhere. I had a bag of clothes, the same bag of clothes that I said earlier. I had that same bag of clothes with me. Wax, he's seen that. He's like, this all the clothes you got? I was like, yeah, that's it. That's everything I got. He's like, man, he's like, I'll be back here tomorrow. He's like, I got some clothes I don't even wear I can give you. I'm like, no, I'm like, you playing. He's like, no, I got you for real. He's like, I'm not gonna have you. He's like, no. He's like, Coach Stooksy told me about you. He's like, we ain't doing that down here.
Mm.
And literally the next day, after practice, he showed up to the house with like 6 or 7 bags of clothes, jeans, shirts, hoodies, polos, everything. Some of this stuff still had the tag on it.
Wow.
He's like, man, just take all of it.
Like all the
He's like, you
Christmases and
good.
birthdays at once.
At one time, all of them.
Yeah.
And it's just funny how things work out
Yeah.
because I never gave up on myself, even when people gave up on me.
That right there, I never gave up on myself, even when people gave up on me. This is the one thing that really got to me with your story. I could so feel that. And I'm so proud of you. And I know that your parents are too. It's really incredible how you held yourself up during this entire time, even in the darkest times you knew. And you kept talking about the goal, the vision that you had. You kept holding on to that. You kept showing up. You kept playing every single day. And you got discovered. And that is just so incredible. And to me, that is such a beautiful way of the universe rewarding you for never giving up on you. I think this is so incredible, Brandon. I'm just so touched by your story. I'm so freaking inspired by your story. It's really amazing. And I want to ask you this, so you were 16, 17 at that time when your mom passed, your dad passed, you started living on a street, but you kept going and you kept showing up. And I don't even know how long you've been playing, or are you still playing? Are you still playing now?
I get down every so often. I play ball. When I feel like it, actually, I work out more now than what I used to do.
Yeah.
Mainly a lot of weightlifting. But it's still in me. I can still lace them up with the best, even around where I'm at now in Georgia. I go to any gym, I get much respect because I love the game. It's still in me.
Yeah. So how many years do you have it as a career?
I played. It was 3 as far as at the professional level. It was about 3.5.
Yeah.
But it was just something that I was blessed to do. I really was. Semi-pro, ABA, CBA, played in a plethora of leagues.
I want your
but it
autograph.
But it was a surreal feeling because I got everything back again, and it just shows you that. Well, it showed me that just keep working.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have detours. You are.
Yeah.
Because certain people have the straight, like basically like the straight path to get to where you want to get to.
Yeah.
And I look at it as like GPS. Sometimes we have detours. Some of us have detours. You end up getting to where you want to get to or where you need to get to, but it just takes a little bit longer because you have to go so many different ways.
Yeah.
But you get there.
Yeah.
You just have to be patient, keep working, know your vision, and just be grateful for everything that you go through.
Sometimes we pick up things along the way that we needed to get there, even when the detour was there. So I'm a big believer in that too. And yeah, I've definitely taken a fair share of detours myself in my life, so I can very much relate to that. And before we wrap up, because we've got about 8 minutes left, and I'd really like to share a little bit with our audience, if you're okay with that, about Brandon today. So you're a dad yourself. You've got 3 kids, is that right?
Yep, we got 3 beautiful babies. My daughter is 10, and my 2 boys are 6 and 4.
Wow,
Uh,
incredible. That's so beautiful. And what do you do for a living these days? What path
right,
did you go
right,
on after
honestly,
leaving that
well,
career?
right now, I've had a lot of jobs here in Georgia. I can't even lie. Um, I really want to become a full-time podcaster. I will become a full-time podcaster.
Mhm,
But now I actually have, I'm involved in city work, so like doing construction and
mhm.
like labor and things of that nature. But it's something I enjoy. I love it.
Yeah.
Um, I actually have a few coaches who know me, who I've talked to. They
Mhm.
want me to start speaking to their teams and speaking at events. So
Yeah.
it's coming along. Eventually, I'll be able to do what I want to do
Yeah.
and just reach people everywhere and motivate them and keep them going.
Mm.
You know, and the work is temporary; it's not permanent. But talking from this
I can
medium,
so see you going into motivational speaking, coaching, all of that, because you really do have such a strong message to share and so much motivation behind that. You're a living proof of all of that. So um,
like,
tell us a little bit about the podcast that you are in the process of starting.
oh, okay. So actually,
Mhm.
it's called Motivational Moment.
Mhm.
Now you see a face with the voice. It's mainly just me. It's mainly me talking. Just I'm on season 2.
Mhm.
Uh, just a lot of inspirational, motivational topics that I talk about, ranging
Mhm.
from confidence in yourself, never giving up, positive affirmations, some of everything. And you can find it on Spotify. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Google
We'll be
Podcasts.
sharing the links in the comments below so you can
Okay.
follow
Okay.
Brandon.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I didn't
Yep. Yep.
realize, I thought you were starting out. I didn't realize you're in season 2 already. So you're starting out bringing other people in to interview. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. And
But
that's
you
yeah.
had
Like, see,
podcasts for a
yeah,
while.
the platform that we
Got it.
have. This is what I'm aiming more
Yeah.
towards, but it's more of a just motivational speaking, basically.
Awesome.
But now, you've been doing it so long. I mean, you're a motivation to me. You're an inspiration to me as well.
Thank
So I
you.
want to get to a level that you're at, so I can start working with different people, walks of life, and
Yeah.
just putting everything together. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I am on season 2. The last episode I recorded has 104 plays already.
Wow. That's really awesome. I'm so grateful to hear that because I truly believe that this will go further and further, like the more we spread the word as well. Like I really love your story. As I said, it was really one of those stories that went deeply under my skin. And I'm just going to read out one comment here. I know that there have been a few people watching throughout, and this one comment just stayed out for me. Amazing, a true inspiration. Sharing this with my sports loving son. Oh, Kerry. I love Kerry. Kerry is one of those people that I'm really, really inspired by as well. And she's got 5 kids. So, yeah, absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for watching, Kerry, and for your comments, and everybody else for watching. I I am so blessed to have met you, Brandon. I'm really,
Thank
really
you.
grateful that our
Thank
paths
you.
have crossed. This is amazing. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for, giving us this 1 hour and sharing your story because it is very personal and it's very beautiful. And Christopher, thank you so much as well. Brandon, you are an inspiration, bless you. So you're
Thank
getting
you.
all the love
Thank you so
sent
much.
here. And I make sure that I invite Brandon into the group so he can see um, your comments and that he can get back to your comments as well. And Brandon, when we do so, I'm going to get you to share the links to your podcast as well so people can actually follow you and listen to you. And
Okay. Thank
are
you.
there any final words of inspiration that you want to share or any highlight from this interview
Um,
that you really want to support again and share here?
just a big shout out to you. A huge thank you to you. Um, and again, you motivate me, you push me. So thank you so much again. This is gonna be the last time that we go live anyway. So I just want you to know that. But as far as last word, last thoughts to everybody listening out there, I really just want you to understand and take heed to what you have inside of you. You do have light in you. You do have power inside of you. And just know that you are incredible. Know that even in the darkest times, there's always a light that can be found.
Mm.
Push yourself, continue to know your worth, continue to know your value. If you're dwelling on your past or some things like that, don't do that. That's your past for a reason. That's why it's called your past. learn from that, grow, and just continue to live life and just make things happen, no matter what it is. You can do it. I believe in you. Marie believes in you, but it starts with you and believe in yourself and just go out there and get stuff done because it's people. Whenever I feel some type of way, I see something that stands out to me that there's somebody in a way worse situation than what I'm dealing with right now.
Yeah.
Like I found myself complaining about traffic, and there's somebody who don't even got a car or a roof over their head or clothes on their back, food in their stomach, anything.
Yeah.
So just to the people listening, tuning in, just and everywhere, know how powerful you are, and just keep your confidence. Just make things happen. That's all you got to do.
Brandon, thank you so much. I love, love, love how you wrap this up. And I can't say this often enough. I am truly inspired by you. I really am.
Thank
I
you.
love how you held on to your vision, how you held on to your goal, and how you kept showing up every single day. You are such an inspiration to so many. And I'm very honored to catch you that early in your motivational speaking career because I feel that maybe in a year's time or so I wouldn't even get hold of you anymore.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much for being here and sharing your life story with us and your inspiration. I am truly honored. And everybody else watching this, I will invite Brandon into our group so we can share a little bit more and connect with you. Thank you so much. For everybody watching this, have a beautiful rest of the day. This is Brandon and Marie signing off. Bye for now.
Peace, everybody.